In other news, the United States has reached an agreement with Mexico on both migration and tariffs. The U.S. President Donald Trump took to Twitter to announce that the tariffs on Mexico have been indefinitely suspended. The announcement came after Mexican and U.S. officials held negotiations for 3 days. Trump said, quote, "I am pleased to inform you that the United States of America has reached a signed agreement with Mexico. The tariffs scheduled to be implemented by the U.S. on Monday against Mexico are hereby indefinitely suspended," end quote. Trump also said that in return, Mexico has agreed to take strong measures to stop illegal migration through the southern border. Meanwhile, Mexico's Foreign Minister Marcelo Ebrard also took to Twitter to thank all those who had supported his country. Now, the two nations also released a joint statement which said that Mexico will be taking unprecedented steps to increase enforcement to curb irregular migration, to include the deployment of its National Guard throughout Mexico. Meanwhile, the U.S. will take measures to send migrants who had applied for asylum back to Mexico to wait while their claims are being processed. Washington had been demanding a tough crackdown on Central American migrants. Trump had threatened to impose 5% tariffs on all Mexican imports, which were scheduled to go into effect starting Monday. The tariffs were to be gradually increased to 25% if Mexico didn't meet American demands. Staying with the U.S., the government has sent a severe warning to Turkey. The U.S. has said that it will terminate Ankara's participation from the F-35 program if Turkey doesn't backtrack on its Russian missile deal. Turkey has been given till July 31st by the U.S. to abandon its S-400 missile deal with Moscow. The U.S. Defense Secretary, that is Patrick Shanahan, wrote a letter to his Turkish counterpart, Hulusi Akar, informing him of Washington's decision. In his letter, Shanahan expressed disappointment over Turkey sending its personnel to Russia for training on the S-400 system. Shanahan said, quote, "Turkey's procurement of S-400 will hinder your nation's ability to enhance or maintain cooperation with the U.S. and within NATO, lead to Turkish strategic and economic overdependence on Russia," end quote. So what action will the U.S. likely take if Turkey doesn't meet its demand? Well, first, Turkish pilots training in the U.S. on the F-35 will be expelled. They will be made to depart the United States. Secondly, the U.S. will not start any new training programs for Turkish personnel on the F-35. Third, Turkish companies which make up 937 different parts of the F-35 will be granted no further subcontracts with their roles reassigned to other firms. Turkey has been planning to buy 100 U.S. F-35s, but at the same time, the country has sent its personnel to Russia to train with the S-400. Earlier this week, the president of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, said that his country was determined to proceed with the Russia deal. In fact, Russia will start delivering the S-400 to Turkey in 2 months. However, the U.S. is feeling threatened by Russia. It feels that Moscow could receive information about the F-35 from Turkey and use it to enhance the S-400s. Now, the F-35s are designed to operate in sync and in real time with NATO's military systems. The program is the most expensive one in the history of the U.S. military. Now, America wants Turkey to opt for the American Patriot air defense system instead of Russia's defense system. But Turkey has said that it will buy Patriots if Washington's conditions of delivery were as positive as Moscow's. Turkey is not the only country that has received a warning by the U.S. When India signed a deal with Russia for S-400 defense systems, the Trump administration warned India that there would be serious implications on defense ties between the two countries.